Hello students, I welcome you once again to the e-learning sessions of Automobile Engineering. Myself Hardik Shah, and during this lecture series we will discuss some interesting topics in the subject of automotive electricals and electronics. We have already started a new chapter, that is lighting system, okay, and our today's topic in this video is hazard lamp and different types of lamp in lighting system, okay. I hope you will see this video till the end to completely understand this topic and gain your skills in automobile engineering. Fine. I also request you to note down any queries which arises during the lecture and ask it in comment section. I will try to solve all the queries as soon as possible. Okay. So without wasting much time, let's start our today's video. So what is hazard warning lamp, or you can say emergency flasher, okay. So let's see about the circuit of this flasher. Now all the motor vehicles sold in 1960 have the hazard warning lamp circuits, okay. It is designed to warn other drivers of the possible danger in emergencies, okay. So this is what the hazard lamp is used. Now let's see about the circuit diagram. So the hazard warning lamp circuit uses the turn signal lamp circuitry, a special switch and the heavy duty flasher unit. So the switch receives the battery current through the fuse panel when the switch is closed. Now all of the car's turn signal lamps receive current through the hazard flasher unit. An indicator bulb in the instrument panel provides a parallel path to the ground for some of the flasher current. Now let's see about the switches, fuses and the flashers. So the hazard warning switch can be a separate unit or it can be the part of the turn signal switch, okay. Now in both the cases, the switch contacts route battery current from the fuse panel through the hazard flasher unit to all of the turn signal lamps at once, okay. Now in most systems, the hazard warning switch overrides the operation of the turn signal switch which will be using, okay. Now 15 to 20 ampere fuse protect hazard warning circuit. Now the hazard warning flasher looks like a turn signal flasher when assembled, but it is constructed differently and operates differently in order to control the large amount of current required to flash all the turn signal lamp at the once, okay. So all light will work at once. So the flasher consists of the stationary contact, a movable contact mounted on the bimetallic arm and the high resistance coil, okay. The coil is connected in parallel with the contact point which are normally open, okay. Now when the hazard warning switch is closed, the current flows to the flasher. The high resistance of the coil does not allow enough current to light the lamp, okay. However, the coil heats up and causes that bimetallic strip to close the contact. Now the contacts from the parallel circuit branch and the conduct current to the lamps, so decrease the current flow through the coil allows it to cool and the bimetallic strip opens the contact again. So this cycle repeats at 30 times per minute, which will actually create the flashing of the signals, okay. Now there is also one more, that is the backup lamp circuit. What is that? So the white backup lamps lights when the car's transmission or transaxle is in reverse. So you can say it is a reverse light, okay. The lamps have been used for the decades but have been required by the law since 1970 or 1990, okay. Now backup lamps and license plate lamps are the only white lamp or little yellow lamp which are allowed on the rear of the car, okay. So now let's see about the circuit of this lamp. A typical backup lamp circuit is shown here, okay. It shows the integration of the backup lamp with the stop lamp, tail lamp and the turn signal in a typical rear lighting diagram. So when the transmission switch is closed, the backup lamps receive the current through the ignition switch. Now the lamp will not light when the ignition switch is off. So this is very important, okay. Let's see which switches and fuses are used, okay. So the backup lamp switch generally is installed on the transmission, or you can say transaxle housing, okay. but it may be mounted near the gear selector also, okay, or near the gear selector lever, okay, in some of the vehicles. So the backup switch may be combined with the neutral safety switch. Now a 15 to 20 ampere fuse, which often is shared with the other circuit, it will protect this circuit also, okay. So this was about the switches and breakers. Now next is bulb. Which bulbs are used? So the bulb design most commonly used for the backup lamp are single contact bayonet or the double contact indexed bulb, okay. So these are the bulb which are used in a reverse light, or you can say backup lights, fine. Next is instrument panel and the interior lamp circuit. So let's see first about the instrument panel. So the lamps within the instrument panel can be divided into three categories. First, indicator lamps, second is warning lamp, and third is illumination lamp. Now we have seen that some circuits such as high beam headlamps and the turn signal lamps include an indicator mounted on the instrument panel, okay. Warning lamps which alert the driver to the vehicle operating conditions are discussed here also, and they will be discussed in later, okay. Lamps that simply illuminate the instrument panel are also explained here, okay. So let's see about the circuit diagram. All the late models of the automobiles uses the printed circuit, or you can say PCB, behind the instrument panel to simplify all the connection and minimize the wire use, okay. So it will also conserve the lab space, fine. So the connection can also be made with the conventional wiring. Next is switches and rheostat which are used. So rheostat may be separate unit in the panel lamp circuit. Current to the panel lamp is controlled by the contacts within the main headlamp switch. Now the instrument panel lamps receive the current when the parking and the tail lamps are light, okay, and when the headlamps are light, okay. So rheostat and the potentiometers are variable resistors that allows the driver to control the brightness of the panel lamp, okay, which is very important. The rheostat or the potentiometer for the panel lamps can be separate unit, okay, or it can be the part of the main headlamp switch, okay. So now let's see which are the bulbs which are in use. So the bulb with a wedge, or you can say miniature base, is a design commonly used in a instrumentation panel illumination. Next is interior lamps. So what is that? So interior lamps light the interior of the car for the convenience of the driver and the passengers, okay. So let's see its circuit diagram. So interior lamps receive current from the battery through the fuse panel. Switches at the doors control this current and the light the lamps when one of the door is open, okay. So many manufacturers install the bulbs between the power source and the grounded switch, okay. So others including Ford and other manufacturers install the switches between the power source and the grounded bulb, okay. So you can see that also here. So this was all about the interior lamps. Next is courtesy lamps. So what is that? So let's see first circuits. So circuits also may contain lamps to illuminate the glove box, trunk and the engine compartment, okay, or rear hood, okay. Additional switches that reflect, or you can say that react to the glove box door, trunk lid and the hood opening control current from these bulbs, fine. So which are the switches that are to use? So the switches used in a courtesy lamp circuits are push-pull type switches. So spring tension closes the contacts between the contacts when the door is open, okay. So when a door is closed, it pushes the contacts apart to stop the current flow. When any one switch is closed, the circuit is completed and all the lamps will start lighting, fine. So this was all about the interior lamps and courtesy lamps. Next is accessory lighting. What is that? So every car manufacturer offers unique accessory lighting circuits, okay. This ranges from the hand control spotlights to driving and fog lamps, okay. Now each additional accessory circuit requires more bulb, more wiring and possibly an additional switches also, okay. For example, cornering lamp can be mounted on the front side of the car to provide more light in the direction of the turn, so you can take turn properly and you can have clear vision, fine. So when the turn signal switch is operated, while the headlamps are on. Special contacts in a turn signal switches conduct a steady flow of the current to the cornering lamp on the side being signaled. Okay, one or more of the interior lamps may have a manually controlled switches also to complete its circuit. Fine. Now this switch allows the driver or passengers to light the bulb even when all the doors are actually closed. Okay, so it is all about the interior switches and the extra accessory lightings. Now what are the bulbs that is actually used in it? So bulbs like asset bulbs, which are used for the trunk and the engine compartment, with a wedge base, or you can say double end cap bulbs, are actually used as a courtesy lamps. Okay, so this was all about the accessories lighting. So that's it in today's this chapter. We have discussed all about the basic lighting systems, different types of lamps, different types of headlights, working of headlights, reflectors and other lights. Okay, I wish you got clear idea about this. Therefore, if you have any more to know or any specific query, please let me know. I will surely try to respond as soon as possible. Okay, in next lectures we will start some new chapter. Okay, I hope you like this video. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Goodbye.